Today, my presentation is mainly around the Ravenstars documentaries and her way of dealing with the Jews and how she influenced me as a viewer. Ravenstahl was born in 1902, died in 2003. She devoted all her life to act. She was fascinated by act, began painting and poetry at the age of 4, especially showing great talent in the dance. The Blue Light, the first film she directed, made the world film industry, and Hitler noticed her talent. People's comments on Ravenstahl are mixed because of her series of influential films for the net, but there is no denying that she is talented and gifted in film technique. Her main works include The Blue Lights, Tramp of the Wheel, Olympia. Today we are going to emphasize around the Tramp of the Wheel and Olympia. What is the truth from philosophical sense? The world does not exist a real. True is the life of the documentary is also one of the most fundamental principles of documentary creation. The aesthetic characteristic of documentary is based on recording the reality, which is kind of fictional narrative film style. It requires creator to extract the material from objective reality and perform non-fictional procession creation. In other words, the reality reflected in the documentary is only the author's cognition and the perception of the recorded scenes. The scenes recorded in the documentary can only be regarded as the reality of the image, not the reality of life itself. Both the Trim of the Wheel and the Olympia are blended in Ravenstall's super artistic skills, which brings us to doubt the authenticity of her documentary. Although The Tramp of the Wheel is a controversial film, but its aesthetic expressive force is indisputable. Composition. This picture suggests that Hitler and the Nazi Party rose in the center of the state power and the heart of the people's support. Light and shade. The team was separated by the aisle on both sides of the black and white contrast through the thin and thick, whole and point to cooperate more obvious. Complete the narrative process of the film to record the events depicted particularly clear and vivid. The audience have a clear understanding of distant history. Documentary Trim of the Wheel in the act level has achieved initial success. Riefenstahl gives the mixed color and depth of the history of film, increase the depth free from vulgarity of the meaning of imagination and historical tradition, with Hitler's regime and the rationality of the Nazi ideology. Olympia became a milestone in the history of the Olympic official movies history. Its innovative photographic skills began after the standardization of the sports documentary film model composition from symmetry to diagonal composition. Each picture is delicate and rigorous, using the foreground image level enhance stereo feeling and perspective. Close-up using a 200mm lens in the case of non-interference. Excellent long-range shooting close-up fully shows the characteristic expression. For the first time to apply high-speed photography in the documentary in slow-motion capture action details. High-angle shot in order to show the scene passionate atmosphere and the magnificent scene. Use hot air balloons have a bird's-eye view of the video taken, and the highest point in the audience sets the camera to high angle, streaming to the scene atmosphere for have to do. Low-angle shot pioneered in the field to die a hole for low-angle shot technique, photographing athletes silhouette with a background sky clear picture magazine to fully demonstrate the grace, posture, and body rhythm. Chess is the life of the audiovisual act is also the aesthetic foundation on which it depends. Synchronization sound is one of the ways in which audiovisual act get realistic. Sound has unlimited duration. Synchronization sound on the space construction will bring the audience more real, more broad space. Synchronization sound can enhance the presence of the film to improve the film perspective, make the film more believable. In the process of filming, synchronization sound can record the real-life living environment and the mood of the characters, can fully capture the details, objective, or the real appearance of reduction characters and events, making the documentary more persuasive. In the Tram of the Wheel in Olympia, Riefenstahl chose a lot of synchronization sounds such as the narrator's speech and the cheers of the crowd to make the audience not only immerse the documentary, also increase the authenticity of the documentary. In the Tram of the Wheel in Olympia, she abandoned the use of commentary. She deliberately avoided the subjective expression and through the objective pursuit to emphasize tone of truth. Image, narrative than words, and a more intuitive appeal similarly is eliminates the self-consciousness for the judge to do make the audience resonate with the ideological building. Whether it is historical, cultural, or social issues investigated is fundamental, is closely connected with politics. Therefore, artistic creation is inseparable from politics. In the specific historical period, perhaps political aesthetics is all aesthetics standards. Although Riefenstahl did not subjectively glorify the Nazis, her work was inevitably influenced by specific historical eras. Riefenstahl's films wrote Dietrich Glorious better him of the times giving a view of the unique perspective of Hitler's regime. Though controversial, Riefenstahl created exquisite artistic technique of expression for future promotion form to do the stage. Riefenstahl of act with strong accuracy but a lack of understanding about the present situation of the development of political and social vision. In conclusion, the truth in the documentary is not equal to the objective reality. It is just an artistic creation that reproduces part of the objective reality. Humanistic beauty is one of the main characteristics of documentary aesthetics, and humanistic spirit is the core content of documentary culture and artistic spirit. In real life, act and politics is impossible segmentation. This is what an artist has to learn and where we should be conscious. The presentation is over here. Thank you so much.